Welcome back to the Budget Hawk YouTube channel. Today we're going to answer the question, hopefully, does velocity banking work? Or does velocity banking work for me? We're going to take three examples. We're going to use number one, just paying off minimum monthly payments to pay our debt off. Number two, using the snowball avalanche method, using our extra cash flow to pay down. And number three, velocity banking. So let's get into the numbers and see how this works out. Okay, so here's our first one here. We have a minimum monthly payments method. So the income, expenses, cash flow, all the credit card and car loan, it's all going to be the same through all three of these examples so we can compare apples to apples. Okay, so let's go through this one real quick here. We got credit card number one, it's got a $5,000 balance. Credit card number two, it's got a $7,000 balance. And car loan, it has $20,382 left on it. And it's for 60 months. There's 36 months left. So they already paid 2 years down on it. Here are our interest rates. Here's the income, $5,000, expenses, $4,700. That leaves us with a cash flow, because income minus expenses equal what we have left over. So if we just make the minimum monthly payments, it's going to take 37 months to pay off the first credit card, 36 months to pay off the second credit card, and 36 months, obviously, to pay off the car loan. And there'll be a total of 37 months to pay all the debt off. There'll be a total of $6,349 we're paying in interest on that. That is no good. Okay, I hope you noticed that there was a lot of interest being paid. Let's see what taking that extra cash flow and using the snowball method does. All right, here's the snowball avalanche cash flow debt pay down system method, whatever you want to call it. So we have the same income, same expenses, same cash flow. Everything is the same as last time, 60 months. There's still going to be 24 months left on this, but this is going to change when we're using this, okay? This price is going to come down as we're paying each and every debt off, okay? Here's our interest rates, all the same. Minimum monthly payments, all the same. In this method, you're going to pay the minimum monthly payments on these two, and you're going to take this first one because it's snowball, so we're going to take the lowest balance and work our way down. So the theory is, hey, if we knock out the lowest balance, that gives us momentum to move forward, confidence, and it gives us enthusiasm to continue on. So here we got 5,000, 7,000, 20,000. All right. We take the minimum monthly payment plus the 300 cash flow, and that comes down to our payment right here, $483.29. So we're going to make that payment on here and every month. That's what we're going to do every month. By the time we get down to the 12th month, we're done. Okay, we're done paying it. So, 11th month. So the 12th month, now we're going to go for the $7,000. So it's obviously $7,316 because we have a little bit of that left over. So we're going to pay that off on the 12th month, and we're going to start paying down on the $7,000 balance. Okay, so that one is going to be $751.62. Where did I get that from? Well, I got that from the $300 cash flow plus the minimum monthly payment on the first debt we already paid off. So that money now becomes cash flow, and now we're going to use that and the $268.33 that we're paying a minimum monthly on the $7,000. So obviously the $7,000 is going to be a little bit lower because you've been taking a year to pay on that, but we're just going to see what it's like. Let's knock a couple months off of this at the end of it. So $7,000. Okay, we're going to add this $751 payment all the way down until month 20. Okay, so month 20 rolls around and we have our car loan at this point that we are going to start paying off. This car loan at this point is going to be $8,957 is what we're going to owe on the car at this point and paying it down. So then we get a $1,373 payment. Well, where do we get that from? Again, car loan minimum, the two minimums on the credit card, and the cash flow, all going towards the debt on the car. And when we do that, we pay off the car in 27 months, and we have $1367.32 in total interest. So that one seemed to go pretty well. Not too hard. 27 months is a lot quicker than 37 months and a heck of a lot less interest. So let's check out Velocity Banking and see what we get from that. Okay, so we got Velocity Banking. Here we got the same. Everything is the same. Nothing's changed in any of the numbers here. The numbers will change when we add the car in. The car is at $20,382 when we start. Okay, we're going to be making payments minimum. How we're going to do this one is we only have a $20,000 credit limit on our PLOC. Okay, so we have too much debt. We can't put it all on at the same time. So we're going to pay off the first two, the $5,000 and the $7,000. And once those are paid off, then we're going to add in the car at whatever price it is. And when I added it in at month 12, the car, what was owed on it was $14,000. And that would be 3 years into the payment. So there may be 2 years left at this point. Okay, so how we do this? Well, we're going to take our two balances. We're going to pay them off right away. We're going to take our PLOC. We're going to take money out of our PLOC. We're going to $12,000 out of the PLOC. We're going to put it into our checking account, and we're going to pay these two off from there. Okay, and then what we're going to do for month one is we're going to take our income, we're going to put it into the PLOC, and we're going to pull our expenses out of the PLOC. Notice the expenses are different than here. So we have $4,249 and we have $4,700 expenses. Well, the reason why we have that is because we have to take these two out, okay? Because they're paid off. We don't have them any longer. So now we remove them from our expenses, and that brings us to the new expenses right here. Okay, so we income in, expenses out, income in, expenses out. And as we're doing that, the income, and here's the interest over here that's being earned. I have this at 11%. So if you get, a PLOC for 9 or 8 or 7%, then obviously you're going to be paying less over here. And it may work out a little bit better in the end. That's kind of a little problem I'm seeing with Velocity Banking potentially. Okay, so we go down, we continue to do put our paychecks in, take our expenses out. Down here in month 12, the credit cards are paid off. This is where we now take the rest of our car loan, which is going to be $1,406. Okay, so $1,406, that's what we're going to do. We're going to pay on it. So our balance went from $5,000 up to $18,000. Okay, so $18,000 is what we owe on the PLOC. So it means we have about, $1,700 on the PLOC that we can use for emergencies if we need to. We're going to put our income in, take our expenses out, or put our income in. That lowers our balance down, and then we're going to take our expenses out. Notice the expenses are lower than they were the month before. That's because the $622 is no longer, it now becomes cash flow. So it's all going to be put into the PLOC and used to pay down the PLOC. Okay, that's why it's that way. Okay, so we go through, we continue to do the same thing month after month after month. Just keep putting the money in, taking the expenses out, money in, expenses out. Once we get down to month 23, okay, this is where, so month 22, month 23, once your income is more than what you owe on the PLOC, so here's the income, here's the PLOC, what you owe. Once it's more, this is where most Velocity Banking practitioners, they stop and they say, hey, it's paid off. Well, yeah, it would be paid off once you put your income in there, but what about your expenses for that month? What about your expenses for month 23? You have to take your expenses still out because you don't have enough to pay it. So you have to do the next couple months, 2 or 3 more months of doing the expenses in, but you can't put more into the PLOC than what you owe. So what's going to happen is you're going to pay the HELOC off once you with your checking, with your income, and the rest of your income you're going to keep in your checking account until the last couple days of the month. Then you're going to put that into the PLOC. Okay, so that's why this balance changes from $360.64 to $2,871. It's just this minus this equals this. That's it. And so we have to do it another month. Okay, we only can pay off what we owe, so we pay it off with our income. We keep the rest of our income in our checking accounts for the last couple days of the month. Then we throw it on this balance, and that leaves us with $708.23 in month 25, which we can pay it off because we have more cash flow. We have all of this. We have about $1,000 in cash flow that will cover this, and now we can go back to doing checking. Our checking account and no longer using the PLOC. And the interest on that, so we pay it off in 25, and the interest on that would be $1641.02. So here we go. So we have our minimum payments, which took us 37 months, and we spent $6,349 on. We have cash flow, which took us 27, the avalanche snowball, which took us 27 months, and we paid $1367 in interest. And then velocity banking was 25 months at $1641. So that's a $273 difference between snowball and velocity banking. So is that $273? Is it worth paying the extra to pay it off 2 months early? I don't know. It's everybody's different. Everybody cares about things differently than other people do. So one person may hate interest. Another person may hate the debt so much they don't care how much interest they pay. They just want to get rid of it. So it's subjective. Okay? We know we don't want to have the minimum payments. So if anything, the cash flow method using the snowball or avalanche method is going to be the best. If you can't get a PLOC, now if you need if you don't have cash flow, then velocity banking may work better for you. Sure, you may pay a little bit more in interest, and I'm sure the interest is higher because you went from a 6.25 all the way up to 11%. So that could be some of the reasons. So I just wanted to do a quick example for you to show you the difference between the three and let you decide what's best for you to do. All right. Thank you.